Some people lose themselves trying to be understood by people who already decided not to understand them. Read that again. The more you chase validation, explain your worth, or beg to be seen, the more power you give away. And in today's world, where everyone is desperate to prove something online, silence has become a forgotten superpower. Stoicism teaches something dangerous to the weak-minded but liberating to the wise. Not every battle deserves your presence. Sometimes the strongest move is to disappear completely. Imagine this. You send the long message explaining your intentions. You defend yourself for hours. You replay conversations in your mind at 2 a.m., hoping people finally see your heart. But they don't, because people rarely misunderstand you by accident. Most of the time, they understand perfectly. They just benefit from you doubting yourself. And that's why chasing closure destroys peace. The Stoics knew this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself that other people's opinions are outside his control. The moment you truly understand that, your emotional chains begin to break. Most people think disappearing means weakness. It doesn't. Weak people scream for attention. Powerful people move in silence. When a lion walks through the jungle, it doesn't stop to explain itself to monkeys. Yet modern society trains you to constantly react. Someone ignores you. Chase them. Someone doubts you. Prove yourself. Someone leaves. Panic. But every reaction gives away your inner stability. Stoicism teaches emotional self-control, not emotional suppression. There's a difference. One is wisdom, the other is fear. And here's the painful truth nobody wants to admit. The more available you are, the less valuable people treat you. When you constantly explain yourself, people stop respecting your boundaries. When you constantly chase, people sense desperation. But when you become calm, focused, and detached from external approval, your presence changes. Suddenly, your silence speaks louder than your arguments ever did. If this message already resonates with you, subscribe now, because this channel is for people ready to reclaim control over their minds and emotions in a chaotic world. A Stoic understands that energy is currency. Every unnecessary argument steals it. Every attempt to convince someone who already made up their mind drains it. And the tragedy is that most people spend years trying to win battles that never mattered. Think about how many nights you lost sleep over someone who moved on without thinking twice. How many times you explained your loyalty to people who were committed to misunderstanding you. The Stoics would call this self-inflicted suffering. There's a story about Epictetus that changes everything. He taught that if someone speaks badly of you, don't rush to defend yourself. Why? Because their opinion belongs to them, not to you. Imagine the emotional freedom in that mindset. No panic, no endless explanations, no desperate need to correct every rumor or opinion. Just peace, real peace, the kind that can't be manipulated. But disappearing does not mean isolating yourself from life. It means withdrawing your energy from what weakens your spirit. It means no longer begging for understanding from emotionally unavailable people. It means stepping away from fake friendships, toxic relationships, and environments that constantly force you to prove your worth. Sometimes the greatest revenge is becoming unreachable to negativity. Modern culture fears silence because silence exposes truth. Most people stay noisy because they're terrified of facing themselves. That's why they scroll endlessly, chase attention, and seek constant validation. But when you learn to sit alone with your thoughts without needing approval, you become dangerous in the best way possible. Your confidence no longer depends on applause. Your happiness no longer depends on acceptance. And suddenly, nobody can emotionally control you anymore. Here's where transformation begins. The day you stop explaining yourself is the day you start respecting yourself. You realize that your life is not a courtroom. You are not required to defend your existence to everyone who misunderstands you. Some people are committed to seeing you through the lens of their own insecurity. Let them. Not every misunderstanding deserves correction. And ironically, when you stop chasing, people notice you more. When you stop forcing connections, real ones appear naturally. When you stop trying to control how others see you, you finally control yourself. That's the Stoic paradox. Peace comes when attachment disappears. Strength comes when desperation ends. So the next time someone underestimates you, betrays you, or walks away, resist the urge to react emotionally. Don't chase. Don't explain. Improve quietly. Heal privately. Build yourself in silence. Because nothing confuses people more than someone who refuses to break under pressure. And nothing is more powerful than a person who has mastered emotional detachment. If you've ever felt drained trying to prove yourself to the wrong people, subscribe and stay with this community. These lessons are not just philosophy. They are survival tools for modern life. In the end, Stoicism is not about becoming cold, it's about becoming unshakable. It's about protecting your inner peace so fiercely that nobody's opinion can steal it from you again. One day, the people who ignored your value may finally notice your absence. But by then, you won't need their validation anymore. Because the person you were desperately trying to convince the whole time was yourself. And once you master that, you stop chasing the world, and start mastering your own mind.